the percentile which I got was 96%.
Good morning, everyone. So, today I have a very charismatic, a very calm, composed person, and a good friend of mine, Mr. Ayush Mishra. And he is here because currently he cracked CAT and is going to join an IIM. So, वो अपनी थोड़ा experiences के बारे में share करेंगे and we'll continue this interview कम podcast जो भी हम कह सके इसे. So, over to you, Ayush. Just start करते हैं कि who is Ayush, what's his story and आयुष मिश्रा कहाँ से आते हैं.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rishi. Uh, that was too formal. Uh, since I've seen you and have met you, this is probably one of the most formal introduction I've seen from you. But leaving this aside, thank you for calling me here, and it's been great to you and uncover new things that we'll talk. Talking about myself, as my name is Ayush, and I've come from the city Navi Mumbai. And what I say basically is that I believe in the fact that life is all about choosing your cards well. Apart from this, I have done my engineering. I'm electrical engineer, electrical engineering. Was that in the year 2022, I've been working with LTI Mindtree as a software engineer, and 2 years I was working with LTI, and now I'm going to pursue my new life and new opportunities in the form of MBA. Yeah.
Okay. So, like Ayush, we have discovered, mentioned that you are going to start your MBA. So, CAT is the exam that is the first exam that everyone gives. So, could you let us know what was your percentile and even if possible, the sectional breakups as well?
Yeah, sure. So probably what you mentioned, that was the first exam which probably everyone gives. But I would reframe it by saying that that was CAT is the first exam, probably what everyone thinks of giving first. But my journey for CAT came before NMAT. So this year I gave my NMAT attempt first because I am bit of superstitious person. I believe that I should uh, mess up most of my exams so that I can take care of most of the exams later on.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave my NMAT first. I scored around 220 there. I was knowing that I was not able to make it to IIMs Mumbai. That, yes, I gave that on 26th November. Uh, that the percentile I got slot 2. The percentile which I got was 96 percentile, and my sectionals were 86 in VLR, 93 in VRC, and 96 in quant. So
Hmm.
this was.
That's a fairly good percentile because obviously you made it to IIM as well. We'll come to that again. So, now, was this your first attempt at CAT or in general or management exams?
No, I've previously given at in the year 2022 as well. So that was the exam I messed up. I got somewhere around 81 percentile,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I don't remember the sectional for that right now. So yeah, this was my second attempt, and yeah, second honest attempt ever.
Okay. So you said that you were working with LTI, so you prepared along with your job. So how did you strategize your preparation? Because it's not easy to balance the both of the work.
Yeah, definitely. So that's why I had one CAT attempt in my mind, that where I can mess up and when I can learn to manage things around. So honestly, in my first CAT attempt, I did, after my job, I was not able to manage the things and was not able to be consistent with my preparation, daily studying and solving questions, solving mocks and sectional mock. The second attempt, I would say, before that, after the first attempt, my eyes were opened. I got to know a lot that what I was missing on. And talking about my preparation, there was a lot of grit which I put in. So I had to sacrifice some of the things. Let's say I have to reduce my being social and have to go out, and you have to reduce my trips and friend meetups and all. But apart from that, if I tell you about my daily routine, my day started with solving BRC early morning. when before me going to college or uh, com- office or attending my office. I was in a work from home setup, but the 3 days I have to go to office. So before that, I used to solve 4 to 5 RCs, and I used to focus entirely on the VA and the RC part. Uh, then I had my job that used to end around 7, and then I used to then again second set of preparation was solving mocks and sectional that I used to do at during after my job, which was around 8 to 9. So overall, to more around 3 years, I used to dedicate more or less every day during weekdays, and in the weekends, I used to push myself. I used to solve more DLR and once questions there, and one Sunday I used to keep it for mocks. Yeah, that was the preparation.
So basically, time management key है इस preparation में. If you are working or even if you are not working, you have to manage it properly.
Yeah, time management and I would say consistency. That is very
Mhm.
important.
Okay, okay. So in this paper, like you said, 2 attempts you have given in overall.
Yeah,
So what were your strengths and weaknesses and उसको कैसे address किया तुमने so that you could get the desired percentile?
right. So when I gave my first cut attempt, I definitely knew that this is not it, and because I knew I was pretty bad at VRC and DLR. Quant somehow I could manage uh, in CAT exam. So DRC had given me very time. So I will be very honest. I was a person who used to not read newspapers. I was not very good in English, and I was not at all good with how to comprehend passages and how to go on reading with different types of variety of passages. VRC gave me a tough time. I started to get the hang of it. I started reading novels which I thought I would never read in my entire life. So I started doing that, and then slowly, I took on some of the materials. GMAT material was there. The, so that was short passages, but they had a very good part of comprehension, which I would recommend everyone who is preparing for CAT. At least get the hang of the GMAT RCs. And apart from that, I went through the online materials which are there, and lot of RCs and reading was there. And I kept focusing on online and not only reading novels, which is there in front of me. So online was reading online was something I got habitual to in my second attempt, and that's why I said when I was fully into my job, I started my day with 2 hours of reading or 1.5 hours of reading. So yeah, RC was that. That was my weakest. Strengths, I would say definitely quants was there, but in definitely in the second attempt, I would say I discovered a lot of things when I was preparing while doing quants, because quants is not just about questions. You being an engineer, you can solve everything. It's not like that. You have to be very sure, and you have to see the shortest way to get to the answer, because that tests not only the concept but also the time in which you are solving questions. So that practice also came, and I focused on. I thought arithmetic and geometry were. Arithmetic was definitely the main one, but geometry in my first attempt I left it. So I was not very uh, strong with geometry. So in my second attempt I prepared geometry as well. So yeah, so that was
Mhm. Okay, so mix and match strength. As the preparation goes on, आपको अपने strength and weaknesses topics wise, you will have to do those all things if that's what I'm taking it. ठीक है. So now let's come to next part. You got the percentile 96 whatever you said. So after this, what all colleges interview did you give, and finally which all did you convert, and lastly which you will be joining? So let's come to that.
right. Yeah. So to everyone who is in the journey of CAT preparation, I would tell them that please keep 4,000 to 5,000 rupees separately before CAT exam. So to fill the form of SPJR and MDI.
Mhm.
That's the biggest regret I could make out. After my CAT, I missed filling MDI and SPGN forms. Uh, so after that, I knew that somehow I would qualify for CAP IIMs at least. So I got the calls for CAP IIMs. Some other colleges I also filled. which have their separate admission process. One private college was XIMB Bhubaneswar, and later on in the month of January, I filled out other forms like IIT Delhi. I filled IIT Madras. I filled Kharagpur. I filled. Then there were institutes like Visakhapatnam and the analytics course from Kashipur.
Mhm.
So these all I filled. So yeah, and talking about the converts, I converted XIMB Bhubaneswar BM program. Uh, then I got rejected from Kharagpur. I did not get a call from Delhi, and Visakhapatnam I converted. I got the call for it. Uh, Kashipur Analytics I converted, and yeah, the best part was I also filled IIM Mumbai SM program. So I got yeah interview call for it, but right now I couldn't make it. I was in waiting list. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything right in terms of calls.
You're joining. I'm Trichy, if I'm not wrong. Last time you mentioned it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
Trichy.
Last time we were there. Yeah.
Yes.
So on 10th May, I converted. I'm Kashipur first,
Mhm.
the PGP program. Then as the waitlist moved, I converted all the IIMs and in terms of new IIMs, Kashipur was there. Ranchi, Raipur I was waitlisted in Ranchi. Raipur I converted and Trichy I also converted later on. So yeah, finally I have stumbled upon and aiming to get decided to get into IIM Trichy.
Okay, no, that's a very good thing. It's a good college, and you surely will have 2 years of enjoyment and learning that you seek. So,
Yeah,
one thing I missed to ask was there's a one thing about strategizing, preparing for the exam. There's one strategy that everyone goes on the D day, on the exam day. You finally succumb to a, so not succumb, you finalize a strategy. So, what was your strategy for the D day of the CAT exam?
yeah. I think the concept of strategy on D-Day, I don't feel it that you have to strategize separately for the D-Day. It's just that you are attempting your maybe 20th, 30th, or 40th mock that in a real CAT setup, maybe I would say that. So definitely, what you didn't mention is succumb. So I would say yes, we succumb to a lot of things when we are into the center. The environment feels very different from the mock environment, and yeah, so I got my center very away. It was my fourth or fifth selection which I made. So I'm living in Mumbai, and I got my center as Ahmedabad. So that was very far. I took one week of leave for preparation and for the exam from my job, and then I went on to give the exam. Uh, on the day, I would say that I considered it to be yes, definitely it's more important, but I don't want to get into that pressure that what if the cat doesn't go well. So I try to reduce a lot of the thinking because I was not focusing about the result. I aimed to be in the present moment. In that, what I focused on was I just focused on the next 2 hours, how I will be able to navigate through the sections, and what will be my strategy. It will be same like how I used to give mocks and what I learned from my mistakes and mocks. So if I want to go deep into that, I would say that starting from VRC, I aimed at I would first go and I would select my suitable passage out of four. I would select any two of them. First I'll do questions. For then I'll do L questions. I have registered an amount of time that I will take to uh, go through this passage. But again, as the paper is there, Cat, we don't know how difficult the passage is. And let's say I assumed it to be in 8 minutes, but it went on for 12 minutes. So that when the nerve starts coming. So I tried to calm myself, and I went on to the second passage that took less time than I expected. So overall, in VRC, I did three passages and two para summary and one para jumble. So that was I was able to do, and that was VRC. TLR part was that gave me even more nerves. So as you continue to solve or go through this CAT exam, so what the journey, what the CAT setter basically does, he tries to make you nervous at every instant when the paper through questions and maybe through time consuming questions and all. So you have to navigate through and you have to go through that. So DLR was something which I stumbled upon, and I got stuck in one of the passage. I moved on to the next passage. I solved that. I came back, and then it was the one passage I missed. I thought of doing some passage which out of four I was able to solve one, and I was left one. I knew that I was not going to solve that. So out of then the remaining two, one question I left because I thought this is time taking. Another question was that I did not read. So I thought of going with the question which I tried once. Maybe I'll be able to crack that. That didn't happen. I solved two, three questions, but that went negative for me. So, so that's why my percentile in DLA was less. When I came back, I saw that the other passage which I left, I could have solved that. In terms of quants, I knew that the quants this time was difficult, and it was there to make people nervous, and I saw many people crying also during the quant section. Maybe they were not engineers, but yeah. So many people. During quants, I focused myself that what are my strengths. So I went on to solve only six questions, and out of six, I was able to quickly solve all six of them. So that was the game of accuracy, which I thought would. That was the that was the day on CAT exam.
Quite elaborative, quite descriptive. काफी समझ में आ रहा है कैसा जर्नी रहा होगा. So चलो next पे आते हैं. The thing is, next question is, you decided you will go for MBA, like you based on whatever experience you've had. You come from an engineering background. So a very common question, why not MTech or an MS abroad? Like lot of people go, and you chose MBA. So what was the factor? How did you decide that MBA is going to be my way?
Yeah. So doing things from abroad, I had already in my mind that I want to stay in this country. So going abroad for me was I did not go. So the option of MS or MBA from outside the country was out for me. Now, doing definitely there are options like MTech, which is still there, and so I thought that I am not the cutout for doing it and preparing hardcore in engineering. So engineering was the time I realized that I want to explore my job, and then I used to take the decision that what exactly I should do. So in the final years of engineering, I realized that I think MBA I should focus on that, and definitely not MTech because I don't want to get into core electrical operations and all.
Okay. During this phase, irrespective of whether MBA or not, a candidate's profile is also something that is of importance. Based on it, also you get interview calls. So I also saw, maybe I know you from past 1 year, so that you are a Toastmaster as well. So let I just want to know from your lens, what is Toastmasters? And then we can carry forward with further questions.
But Toastmaster, everyone knows that everyone can go on YouTube and Google and they can search what Toastmaster is. For me, what I would say is Toastmaster is a platform. It helps you to find yourself basically. So Toastmaster, my journey as a Toastmaster started long before I was even thought of preparing for CAT or going for an MBA. This was basically to get in front of people, talk to people, be confident in front of them, to have a connect between what I think and what I say. So that was exactly the reason why I joined Toastmasters. But after coming into Toastmasters, I realized that uh, this is a lot more. It is about managing people also, and it has about interacting, networking, and also talking about yourself in and looking inside to what you are really are. So while writing speeches, it's not just any incident happened in my life and just describing that. Sometimes we have to go and you have to look in ourselves that what exactly I was thinking at that time, and maybe I should have done this thing or maybe should I have done that. So that was something which I really liked when I came into it. Now, how this Toastmasters affected me during the CAT preparation, I would say that I did not think to join Toastmasters when I was into my CAT preparation. It was long back. I just kept on continuing it. So the reason I joined Toastmasters was I felt in my engineering that was during COVID was restricted at my home. I wanted to do something. So that's why I stumbled upon Toastmasters. And then uh, the journey continued in Toastmasters. SCAT preparation, how it helped me was let's say after my CAT result was there and when I was preparing for the interviews, I realized that I'm a lot better than people who are in front of camera and who are in the interview pair. So while they are communicating their stuff to the interview panel, how they're describing things, I felt more comfortable speaking in front of the camera or maybe to someone else because I already get the hang of it of people talking. And to be more precise, I would give the experience of my IIM Mumbai interview for sustainability management. That was the only interview I attended offline. That was an offline interview. That was a proper setup. Panelists were there in front of me. That time I realized that while communicating, in fact, they felt a lot interested, and probably I would have just spoken about my introduction and just basic things what any candidate would have done. But the way I've delivered things, with making the eye contact and being confident and to look confident when I was delivering my content, or basic when I was answering all the questions which they have. So that created a lot more impact, and I kind of guessed that my interview went well. That also showcased in my merit rank number. I was pretty much ahead than people who have better cat percentile and profile than me. So yeah, so that's how Toastmasters was there. And even I would ask you that, for example, you are the interview, and you say you have a lot of interviews coming for you for the position to get the seat into a, let's say, management, or let's say any interview. People come, they say their hobbies is dance and XYZ, they know sports and everything. So let's say if someone comes and he talks about the hobby is public speaking, definitely you'll be more curious to know about that person, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I created Toastmaster as my weapon. In my introduction, I definitely put public speaking so that they may catch hold of this public speaking, and then I can take my interview in this direction, and I'll then it will go on in the Toastmasters direction.
That's nice. I mean, in if we have to summarize that, the self-confidence that you gain from all the practice meetings or sessions that you attended at Toastmasters and how you practiced at yourself really affected and in a positive way for you to attend the interview sessions and have something as an X factor compared to others who may or may not have made up their answers. We don't know, but that's the case. So that's nice. That's nice. So my next question was whether it helped in GDPR or not, but you already mentioned, so we're not going to readdress it again. So next is this is the last final question that this is up to you. The floor is yours. Anything for the audience that you want to give any message? Could be cat preparation, could be or any life lesson, whatever you have you need want to share with them.
Yeah. So I still I feel all of the cat preparation I've told it's the what they have a lot of they can take any insights if they feel like that suits them. But one thing I would say that it's the game of consistency, and a lot goes into that. I know that it seems easy from outside, but it's not. And honestly, for me, it was not. And there are a lot of materials on YouTube and a lot of people talk about cat preparation, and it has become a buzzword right now, which I can see. But I would just tell everyone who is preparing that just focus on your way of preparation. So for me, the result in mocks was very stagnant. Maybe in the end, it started improving, but that was nowhere near to my CAT score which I got. So it's maybe it's on the D day, but you have to continue fighting hard the D day, and that's how the journey goes. And in terms of life, I would say that yes, if you are in India, you have to work hard. I would say, and in fact, in abroad, so the opportunities here are more. So here, I would say the opportunities are there, but you have to prove your mettle to be worthy enough to showcase your talent. So uh, yeah, so more or less that's it, and there's nothing else.
Okay, thanks Ayush. Thanks for talking for giving your time. I think we should end it here.